I thought I'd do an introduction on my Malawi tank just to show how I set mine up. Everyone has different ways of doing it, but this is how I do mine. I start off in this corner. I've got two heaters. It's a 300 litre tank. These are both big enough to do it on their own. The idea is that should one fail, the other's there as a backup. So that's the heating sorted out. I've got an external filter, which I'll show you underneath. It is quite dark, but it give you an idea. It's a Sun external filter, Chinese in design. Pretty cheap, 50 quid. It turns over the water very well. Middle of the screen, that's the inlet. Takes it all the way up to the top, out the system, through the back there. You can see that's outside of the tank. And then it puts it back in and through a spray bar, which is there and turbulates the water. So that's one of the filters. I've got another one at the other end. If I can get these fish out of the way, they all think they're being fed. I've also got an aqua clear power head, and that's literally all it is. It's just a head that pushes all the water around. I've put some tubing on there, which I've done myself. That didn't come with it. I had to ad-lib that as best I can. And the idea is that turbulates the water as well, and that provides gaseous exchange. Don't bother with bubble machines or any air machines like that. It's just pointless. It just doesn't do it enough, I don't think. So the gaseous exchange is done literally on the surface like that. If I go down to the other end, I have another external filter. Again, quite dark. This one's a bit more expensive. It's about £95, I think that was. It's a fluval system, and you can see in the middle back there, it's the inlet. That basically takes the water out there, and it comes back in, as you can see there. And I've got that position to turbulate the surface of the water as well. So I've got two loads or three loads of turbulation, two from filters and one from a power head. At the bottom here, I've got a wave maker. That comes on every 15 minutes, for 15 minutes, and goes off for 15 minutes. So it does a half-hour cycle. And how that works is the rocks I've got set up. It basically blows any crap and debris that ends up falling through all this rock. It just blows it through and out the other end, out the far end, and it's picked up by the other filter. It just stops any debris accumulating too much. I've then got this part here, the slate. I've got slate on the back of the aquarium or the fish tank. That's to stop the rocks from touching the sides. And then I've got slate slanted to allow the nocturnal fish, which there might be one or two in there. No, it's clear at the moment, so they're elsewhere. But it allows the nocturnal fish an area to chill out and stay away from the busy bustle of life of the other diurnal fish. On the bottom there, you can see you've got some, it looks a bit untidy, but you can't really see that from the front. That's just perspex, and I've put that underneath because obviously, if I come back out again, all these rocks here are really, really heavy. And as you can see, they are also quite jagged. So to stop any of those jagged points touching the bottom of the fish tank, that's why I put the perspex. And the perspex goes all the way along the bottom there, all the way covered, just to make sure nothing happens regarding cracking of the glass. Species-wise, you can see there, I've got a cynodontis. I've got 3 of those in total, and they basically go around eating any food that's left over. They're not cleaners, I stress that. A lot of people say they're cleaners. They just get rid of excess food, but they still poop it out, so they still produce waste. And then obviously the rest of them are Malawis. Some of them are bred. You can see there's a youngster there. Well, there was a youngster there. Here we are. An array of different species, but yeah. I've also got in there somewhere two brittle-nosed catfish, and they're there to take off the algae off the sides. They do a very good job, but to make sure they get what they need, I've got some bogwood in there, which you normally wouldn't get in this sort of setup. You just stick to rocks, but the bogwood is there so that they can chew it. It's part of their diet. They have to have it. And I've got one Chinese algae eater, which is again somewhere hidden in there, and only comes to light now and again if you're lucky. So that's my setup. Some of you are probably thinking it's overpopulated, and you'd be quite right. With Malawis, They're very aggressive fish to each other, and the only way to lessen that aggression is to have a load of them, and that way you don't get any real bullies, you don't get any real dominant species or individual fish. They all have a go at each other, but it's spread out, so that no individuals get bullied. So that's why you need really good filtration, and these guys are all quite happy in there. Anyway, that's my Malawi tank. Anyone's got any suggestions, comments, please put them, or any questions. Thanks a lot.